to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Leadership Insights Radio.
Thanks for staying with us. We're in our final segment of today's show, and again, I encourage you to listen to the past segments here in the archives at WSRadio.com. We've been learning from Henry Herz. He is a partner at Lean Business Solutions. Learn more about him online at www.sdleansolutions.com. They will help your company be more efficient in all of its processes. And in the last segment, we were learning a little bit about Henry's story of how he came to this point. Started out in engineering, started out very much interested in understanding how the world worked and how to make it work more efficiently. Came down a path of programming and managing programming teams. But through all that, Henry, I guess you were constantly looking to improve yourself. And you said that you got into the Lean Six Sigma training yourself to the point of being a black belt.
Right. They use a martial arts metaphor for Six Sigma. They have green belts, black belts, master black belts. So it's just a way of denoting a level of certification, how much training you've had, how much experience you've had. So, yeah, I have a black belt, and that gives me some amount of credibility, I suppose.
Well, very good, very good. But obviously, in going through that training, a big light bulb had to have gone off with you, where you went, you know what? I want to make a transition. And so tell us a little bit about that transition point and what led you to, with your partner, opening up Lean Business Solutions.
Right, and it's sort of a double transition, right, because I've been basically a project manager of software development. So I was changing both my domain from software development to process improvement, and I was also changing my method of employment. I was changing from always being a salaried employee over to being self-employed. And there were two distinct sparks that relate to that. The first was I was in between positions at a company, and that sort of, I guess that's the single spark for both things. It led me to okay, I have a little time on my hands. Why don't I go get this Lean Six Sigma training because it looks interesting and it aligns with my personal interests. And then, I'm kind of tired of the position eliminated phenomenon that seems to be so common these days, and it's, if you're not going to have the promise of stability being a salaried employee, then maybe I'll be more comfortable being self-employed, having the flexibility and the higher pay that comes, per hour at least, that comes with being self-employed.
And trying to set a little bit of your own destiny.
Right. Very much in control of your destiny. Everything, it's on you. So you've got to execute, but you've also got to generate the business. You got to keep your customers happy. So you wear many, many hats when you're self-employed.
Okay. And so that is obviously a learning experience in and of itself. What are some surprises that you met and overcame, or other lessons that you've learned in starting a company that other entrepreneurs, other people thinking about that jump should be aware of?
Well, I have to be clear that I didn't start the company per se, and that my partner, David, had already been doing this, and so I joined with him. Okay. So the two of us are partners at Lean Business Solutions. So I give him credit for starting the company. I jumped on board, and now we both run it together, generating new business, delivering content and training and consulting to our clients and keeping them happy.
Alrighty. Well, any thoughts on the mantle of ownership, or as well, how are you implementing the lean strategies and the other things you've learned about customer engagement now that you're running your own company?
Well, that's a good question. We do consume our own advice. We try to be as lean as possible. So examples of that would be, I mentioned this before, one of the principles of lean is value, that the customer is the ultimate arbiter of value. So we really go out of our way to keep our customers happy. One of the principles of Six Sigma is that variation is evil. We don't like variation. And so wherever possible, we use templates and forms to deliver our services. So, for example, when we do training, we base it on the PowerPoint decks that we use. And so that way we're delivering consistent quality training every time. It's the same content every time because we're using a tool. Continuous improvement mindset. We always have a feedback form that we give at the end of the training. We give every attendee a feedback form, and we solicit feedback on how we're doing so that we can always be getting better.
Alrighty. And I would like to end this with more about the training, although we've got 4 minutes, so plenty of time here. Lead us through what someone would experience coming in for the training. Just maybe encourage them to come in by removing some of the mystery.
Sure. And again, to remind folks, this training that he's alluding to for qualified California companies is paid for by the state grant that we have, and so there would be no out-of-pocket cost to attend the training. We have up to 7 days of training available. The first 2 days are more classroom style. It's Introduction to Lean Six Sigma, so we introduce the attendees to the concepts and terminology of Lean and Six Sigma. It's not just us talking, though. We have interactive exercises, we have videos, we have a great simulation that we do on the second day of training to really help the attendees see what we're talking about. It really shows them right in front of their own eyes. And then we have additional training. We have value stream mapping training. As I mentioned, value stream mapping is the main tool for Lean. It's basically a picture of how a particular process flows. It's the flow of information and materials. And you'd be shocked and amused that you can get people that do the same process in a room together and they'll have a disagreement on what that process is. So it's a very useful tool. It gets everybody on the same sheet of music. It's also a great tool for identifying areas of waste, because as you're describing to a stranger what you do, you're reminded of all the annoying things that you have to do as part of your job. It's like, why do I need 6 signatures for that? Can't I just get 2? And so the pain points are good things, right? Because they're catalysts for process improvement projects. So we want to collect all those ideas. They're called Kaizen bursts. They're ideas for improvement, and we collect those. Our record is 62 Kaizen bursts in one value stream session. So a lot of potential ideas for making things better. We also have a training day. These are more workshops, so it's not classroom style. It's us interacting, more facilitating. We have a root cause analysis workshop that helps you pick a process that's painful and not just bandage the wound, but suture up the wound so you stop bleeding. What is the root cause of the problem so we can make it go away? And we have a 2-day Kaizen event class, which actually helps you make some changes on the low-hanging fruit, the stuff that's relatively modest that can be done in a couple of days. Obviously, the big stuff would take a full-on project to deal with.
Well, very good. And it's obvious that you get a lot of satisfaction from this. Can you tell us about how energized it makes you to get out of bed every morning knowing you're having such a positive impact on people's lives?
Okay, so you're going to make me admit on public radio that I'm a geek. Okay, I am a geek. I do get jazzed about helping companies be more efficient and more competitive. This is how geeky I am. Take your basic business envelope with a window. That window in the envelope is a very great example of Lean. Because if you think back, before they had envelopes with windows, you had a letter with an address and you had an envelope with an address, and you could possibly put the wrong letter in the wrong envelope and it goes to the wrong place. The window in the envelope eliminates 2 things, right? It reduces the amount of time it takes because now I don't have to type the address on the envelope, and it eliminates the possibility that the letter goes to the wrong address because it's using the address that's on the letter itself. So window envelopes are a great example of Lean reducing time, cost, and mistakes. And I get jazzed by stuff like that.
Well, I don't think it's geeky to like efficiencies. And quickly, we've got about 30 seconds. An example of your non-geekiness is you're writing a kid's book.
That's right. In my spare time, I'm a children's book author, and my 2 young sons participate in that. We actually have 2 books out so far, and we're very pleased with the reception they've been getting. You can learn about those at a different website, henryherz.com. That's HERZ, no T.com. They're both fantasies. One is for kids in 2nd to 4th grade, and it features a sloth protagonist, and the second one is a fantasy with more creatures like you'd see in The Hobbit, and that's for 3rd to 5th graders.
Well, very cool. So there's the creative side joining the logical side that's on display every day at Lean Business Solutions. I'm happy to have been joined by Henry Herz. He is a partner there. And again, I encourage you to check him out online, www.sdleansolutions.com, sdleansolutions.com. We're back next time with more great interviews here on Leadership Insights Radio, powered by WSRadio.com.
Are you an adventurous wine drinker? Would you enjoy trying a bold red with dark fruit and a spicy finish from Hungary? Or an amphora-style Chivi Pinot with layers of complex flavors? Carpathian Wines hand selects extraordinary wines from premier Central European wineries. At CarpathianWines.com, you'll find amazing dry whites, big juicy reds, even the famous Tokaja Azul. Discover award-winning limited production wines from the heart of Central Europe. Find them only at CarpathianWines.com.
If you sell online, Genco Marketplace is the leading wholesaler of retail returns and surplus inventories, liquidating $7 million worth of merchandise daily. Connect at WSRadio.com/.com returns from the world's largest online retailer. .com returns offers purchasing at liquidation prices with merchandise that's higher quality than returns from national chain stores. See for yourself at WSRadio.com/product returns. That's WSRadio.com/product returns.
Touch the screen.
Amazing.
No, really, touch it. Go ahead and experience it. Imagine at your next trade show or event, giving your customers and prospects a unique brand experience. Immersing them in your brand and creating an environment for them to not just see, but to virtually touch and feel your products and services. Multi-touch presentations enhance the touchscreen experience. Avery Marketing develops customized applications for multi-touch presentations. You can now interact with your media using multiple touches and gestures on video displays, giving your audience a customized, interactive experience that will leave them asking for more. To see some of our custom presentations and find out if multi-touch or any of our other marketing services are right for you, visit our website at averymarketing.com. Avery Marketing, fresh perspective, exceptional craft, inspired creative. Avery Marketing provides strategic brand marketing solutions that engage customers and prospects in your brand experience.
If you own a business, here's a concept that can give your business a serious breakthrough. I call it the stadium pitch. What if I could put all of your potential buyers in a giant stadium and give you the chance to walk out and present to them all at once, making your company famous in a single day? Could you do it? 99% of business owners surveyed are not prepared. Are you? If we put you in front of all your potential buyers right now, listen, there are 14 strategic objectives for an opportunity like this, and I'll bet you won't think of more than 2 or 3. Heck, I'll give you all 14 if you call 800-833-0111. This is Tony Robbins. I've spent the last 3 decades creating business breakthroughs, and now I've teamed with Chet Holmes, the author of the #1 business book, The Ultimate Sales Machine. This stadium pitch concept is invaluable if you're a business owner who wants to be at the cutting edge of business breakthroughs today. And it's expertly depicted in a stunning report that I'll give you as my gift if you call 800-833-0111. Leave us your email, and we'll email the report to you in 5 seconds. Call 800-833-0111.